Okay, welcome to the Six Shots Anime Podcast. We remember it so you don't have to. Wait, crap, that's taken. Oh no, should we start over? It's
Ooh,
our
we'll
first
workshop
episode. We already blew it. Oh no.
We'll workshop it.
We'll workshop it. We'll figure it out. So hey, this is a new thing I've been wanting to do. So here's the premise, okay? So we're gonna watch 6 episodes of anime at a time. We'll see which hit and which don't, and you know what? If they all hit, maybe we'll do 6 more. Let's think of that, you know?
Yeah, we'll see.
Hey, we'll see. Phustus, we're watching Beastars. I know how the fuck you feel about this. I probably shouldn't be cursing in the first minute of our first episode.
You know what? I don't know whether we should talk about the episodes first, or should we just open up with this? Let's talk about the animation.
Let's talk about the anime in the room.
What was up with that animation at the beginning of the openings?
Oh yeah, it's so good.
The stop motion,
the stop motion.
I was like, what is this?
So I should mention
everything's CGI too, right? Or am I just crazy?
Yeah. So this show, it's done by, I believe, the same studio behind Land of the Lustrous, which, first off, it's awesome. That show looks amazing. Second off, it kind of sucks because it means we will never get our Land of the Lustrous season until Beastars ends, if that.
Well, there's a second season of this show, apparently.
Yeah, and a third on the way, so this is a good time to cover it. Yeah. So for people who don't know, Beastars is about the world's gayest deer thirsting over a wolf as he tries to come to terms with the most, like, primal of human conflicts. Do I want a wife or do I want supper?
I'm sorry, can you just go back for me again? What did you get out of this show? You got a deer thirsting for a wolf.
Right. And the wolf wants a wife
and
or supper.
Wants a wife and or supper. Okay.
And he doesn't know which one. And he is a dog, so he is like, I want food. But he is also a man, and he is like, but what if food hot?
But they see me like a male wolf. Oh, we'll get there.
Yeah. So I should probably mention, I fucking love this show. This show's great.
It was definitely an experience. I'll tell you what.
I may disagree. I don't know what his thoughts are.
Well, you know what? I think the best thing to get it out is we might as well start on episode 1. Right? Which I didn't know that any of these things actually had like titles for the real episodes. So I came up with my own, and I titled this one "Lone Wolf." Right?
Oh my god!
So this episode is basically the setup, but
yeah.
I'm sorry. The opening bit really got me. Like, I was like, what is this show gonna be? Because, like, it was so edgy.
Yeah.
And then the dude's just a big old goofball.
Yeah. Alright, you need to be specific. The opening bit of, like, Lugosi chasing the girl
first
being like,
Lugosi.
oh, you're stalking me? Or the opening bit of him being like, oh no, I'm going to eat a rabbit that is a sentient person? The opening bit of Tim, like, yeah,
Alright,
Tim,
stop for a second.
Yeah.
It started, I'm pretty sure, with the Lugosi grabbing the rabbit girl, right?
Right, yes.
And then it cuts to Tem being chased.
Right.
And then the next scene, like right after that, is Lugosi like stalking that chick, but he's just being awkward. Right?
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
But wait, what is it? He just wants to give a letter that Tem wrote for her?
Yeah. So,
did she come back? I don't remember.
Oh yeah, she comes back a little bit, but she's not really like a major character or anything. Yeah. I forgot. It's like I want to say Alm is her name. I don't remember, but yeah, it's like so the plot of this show, the plot of the first episode is just straight up like, okay, Tim is an alpaca in a world where like animals are people, and he gets attacked by a carnivore who eats him on school grounds.
Yes, you only see the silhouette. To me, when I first saw the silhouette, looked like a tiger. That's what I wrote down here.
Oh man, I love the way they handle it, because it's like, if you know who it is, it's like, yeah, that silhouette makes sense, and if you don't know, it's like, oh, that could be like anybody.
Well, I have a theory, but we'll get to that.
I think you might have the same theory I had when I first started watching this show.
Probably. I'm probably wrong too, because it's just too obvious, maybe.
Oh yeah.
But I just want to point out that at 2:18, I totally I paused the entire thing and rolled my eyes at carnivores are all monsters, all of you. I was like, ugh, this is what I'm getting into.
For what's worth, they do literally eat you. That is pretty monstrous.
I know, but I was like, oh, it's gonna be this pretentious, isn't it?
Man. It is very pretentious. I love it. It's very
which also is funny.
Yeah.
Because that's Tim who says that, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah.
His best friend is Legoshi, right?
Yeah. Friend in quotes. Yeah, they were as close as you'd probably expect, but he was closer to carnivores than, most people would be. So yeah, the big conflict being that it's like, oh, herbivores are just like people and carnivores are also people, but they have an innate desire to eat meat and eat other people, and they just have to repress it and just deal and just hope for the best. And it's like, it's like a lot of metaphors code in there, it's like there's obviously metaphors of sexual assault baked in, metaphors of serial killers, abuse, drug addiction, that sort of thing. And it's just all just sort of homogenized in this big weirdo pot of ideas, where it's it doesn't represent one specific thing as much as it represents just this this overall just thing of just oh, this thing represents the general idea of power and social privilege and just how people interact with that. But if you don't care about that, it's just a show about a wolf trying not to eat people.
Yeah, that's what I got out of the first episode. And, especially near the end, we're not there yet, but halfway through is where we meet the bunny girl for the first time, right?
Yeah. Hey, Baron. Halfway through, we introduce Haru, the queen of trash talk.
Yeah, she's quite a character.
Oh man.
I have an issue with the fact that some animals have their animal eyes, but look at how fucking human these eyes look on Louis here.
Dude, they knew people would be simping for Lewis, and they were like, nah, we gotta lean into this.
Alright, that's another question that I was gonna ask. Is it Lewis or Louis? Because in the dub they keep calling him Louis, which I think is because he's kind of French.
Oh yeah, his name is Lewis, and people call him Louis as a nickname.
Okay.
Yeah, so they can't go back and forth, yeah?
Okay. They never actually called him Lewis in the dub yet.
Yeah. So it's I'll probably be going back and forth a lot, because it's it is what it is. It's
we're still on episode 1, by the way, but yes.
Yeah.
This is also where I thought Lewis was a prick for the first time.
Oh yeah, everyone is a prick and I love it.
He's a real petty bitch is what I wrote.
Yeah. I've got a ton of notes here. Honestly, probably two main notes. I don't get 10 of them. I'm probably gonna do way more speaking off the cuff. But I
just have,
did
like, bullet
write
points.
down somewhere just the whole. Yeah, Lewis is a magnificent bastard as always. It's great that the two members of the trio are just complete scumbags, while Lugosi is just off on the side trying to stay out of everyone's way.
Yeah, like, everybody in the show are kind of the worst. Even Haru.
I as well, like, take a second because I wrote down the fucking line Haru gives to the girl rabbit when we first see her. And I quote, "You should spend less time being mad at me and more time chasing after your ex. I won't be interested in someone that gets that excited and a peck on the cheek anyways."
Oh yeah, that's that bitch Harlequin rabbit with the there's a cat in her group. Or maybe, I think. There was a cat, and I was like, oh, of course there's a cat for employees. Oh, get it, catty? Because she's catty. God, I'm so easily entertained.
It's so good.
But yeah, the Harlequin rabbit, I started calling her Star Trek ass bitch.
Yeah.
Because there are aliens in Star Trek that are like, oh, this half is black and this half is white, and he is wrong because his white half is on the wrong side and whatever.
This does introduce an interesting thing because I'm pretty sure Harlequin rabbits are like, they're not a real species. Yeah, so it's like we don't have to strictly work on like real biology. It's like, all right, we're just like making shit up. Okay, got it.
So that is literally just a fucking Star Trek ass. Like, yeah, it's that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're very rare. That's why you don't know about them.
Yeah, okay. Every time that they kept saying Harlequin rabbit too, I just kept thinking about Harley Quinn.
Yeah. The Harlequin rabbits that Haru specifically broke up because she's just like a flirt with people.
Yeah, she just like flirts with everybody.
And she like ruined their relationship.
Well, that's what the rumor is going around in the first episode, but we haven't figured that one out yet.
Yeah.
And like the second episode, that one comes out more.
I'm just going to assume, based on what we find out, that yeah, her boyfriend like went to Haru of his own free will.
Oh yeah,
and then
100%.
she kissed him, and he just splooged and just freaked out. And she was like, "Okay, this guy's a loser." And he's like, "I'm gonna leave my girlfriend for you."
Yeah, what a fucking loser.
That seems like it's literally the implications. He just like fell for it and he didn't know that she just sleeps around with people.
And then this episode ends, right? Like the first one, it ends with Lugosi jumping and grabbing her. He succumbs to his diseases.
Yeah, Lugosi has to watch it. Alright, so it's like, Lugosi is in the drama club. I should mention that.
Alright, yeah. The overarching thing is that they're in the drama club. And that's where Tem was too. That's how like they kind of made friends.
Right, which is like, it's not as being like specifically like non-segregated unlike other clubs, which immediately gets us into a racial allegory because of course.
Which I kind of want to point out in later episodes. I noticed that like there are other clubs that have herbivores and carnivores in them, and I'm like, they're lying to me.
Oh yeah. Like, it's not, like, exclusive, but it's, like, it's specifically diverse, right?
Yeah. And also, I think later in the season, they talk about, like, how different everybody in the drama group is.
Oh, yeah. Everyone in the drama club is a fucking weirdo, and I love it.
Yeah. Like, I love that the giraffe can't look at herself in the mirror because she's got tryptophobia, so, like, the spots screw her up or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Louis just goes around collecting these weirdos for the club, and it's like, but what's your weirdo thing, Lugosi? And it's like, it's probably that he's a wolf that doesn't want to, like, be strong and act like a tough, like, over-the-top carnivore, and Lugosi just, like, finds that interesting, because he's like, I want you to show me your power and stop holding back.
This ain't no wolf, he a pussy cat.
Yeah. you, that's the whole idea, because it's like Lugosi is like, I just don't want to hurt anyone. I don't know, I'm really reclusive and introverted, and Lewis the deer is just like, you're a fucking coward. You're a monster. Act like it. Act like
He's
the
a real
strong
dick.
wolf you are, so I can dom you and just like feel superior.
He's a real asshole, I gotta say.
He's a real asshole that's like mostly driven by just insecurity and just pure ego.
Pretty much, yeah. He drives me insane.
Yeah, I love him. He's so good.
At least earlier on, it seems like he drives me insane.
Yeah. I feel like there's a like real recurring theme of like, Lewis tries to throw his weight around and then someone tries to stand against him and clearly like gets to him and he just goes even harder and just like starts like, forcing people to do what he says. Like he pulls rank basically.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that makes sense, Because it's like, oh, like, carnivores are like, they're top of the society. They have all the privilege. And Lewis had to, like, work his way up to his position, basically.
You see that they don't really have too much of a privilege because they're looked down on by everybody in the world. That they have, a whole black market thing that we'll get to later.
Oh, yeah. It's complicated, because it's like, it's definitely like playing into multiple allegories where it's like, oh yeah, clearly they have those like privilege and class and they're like, like they're shown to be those like kind of successful people in the society and stuff, but it's also like, oh, people are like afraid of them and they have like prejudices against them, and it's like, yeah.
Well, the way that I was kind of seeing it is that, like, herbivores see that it's so easy to be a carnivore, and carnivores are like, oh, it's so easy to be a herbivore.
Yeah, it's very much like, oh, it's so easy to be like, like to be a man, or it's so easy to be white, or da-da-da. Yeah, and it's like that's very much the vibe. That's very much the vibe of the
I wish
show.
I was this and not what I am, kind of a thing.
Yeah. It's like, it's so easy to be a white man in this society that's run by your specific in-group, unlike me, the out-group that is a rabbit. Yeah, both assume the grass is greener on the other side. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
True.
Yeah.
This is, like episode 2, though.
Yeah, I'm not going to stick to a super strict, like, episode
no,
thing.
I know.
I think that's fair.
I was just kind of like, episode 2 is, I called it Release the Beast. This is also where, I first...
I have a specific question before you continue. When did you decide to name it that?
It had a different name.
But what, was it like before watching, or like...
Like halfway through, I gave it a name, and then at the end, I was like, I'm giving it a new name. But this is also where I first saw the OP, and I was like, this is... What the fuck?
It's really cool. I love it a lot. Like, they do a lot of cool mixed medium stuff, because this is mostly a CG show, as you can probably see.
CG.
Yeah. But they still do have, like, animated, like, like, 2D stills and stuff, and bits of, like, 2D animation. And they'll, like, sometimes meld that with the 3D, or they'll have, like, weird super stylized moments or something, like... yeah, I think this is one, yeah. Yeah, like, they'll do stuff like this that looks really, really cool. It'll just be really abstract,
This is when he grabs her, right?
Yeah, this is when he grabs her.
No, this is when he's hunting her, kind of.
So I should quickly mention, just for context, is that it's like, alright, Lugosi has to help watch the theater at night, they're doing a late night performance, they're not supposed to be there, They're, like, doing extra practice after school, basically. So Lugosi's the lookout, and then, he smells rabbit... And he just, his carnivore instincts, like, kick in because he is, like, repressed, like, seemingly both sexually and as a hunter. So he just, can't control himself, and he just gives into his impulses and grabs her. And he is like, oh god, no, I don't want to, but his, like, desires are kind of, like, overwhelming him, and he's like, oh, but I actually kind of do want to. And he's like, he's, like, clawing her arm, he's like, just trying to fight it, and meanwhile she's just, like, fucking terrified, because she's like, oh, this wolf is going to murder me.
She basically was like at one point, should I just accept my death? I was like, whoa!
Haru's going through some shit. She's going through a lot of bullying. She's like, I don't know, maybe it'd be better if I just gave in and just let this happen.
Well, at first I thought it was just rumors, but it wasn't just rumors.
Oh, yeah. Haru runs the flower club, and that's very appropriate.
Yeah, in episode 2 is where we see a lot more of the school.
Yeah.
And I just need to point out a few things. One, omnivores.
Right.
Where are they like dogs, right? They're classified seemingly as carnivores because I've seen them hang out mostly with carnivores, right? But they're omnivores.
I suppose so. I think, like, mostly dogs are, like, carnivorous, right? It's, like, for the most part, the vague, like,
yes. I did, closer to the end, it did come up, because you meet a Pandaren, and
you
talks
meet
about how he eats bamboo.
Gohim, I think. Yeah, Gohim, I think his name
I just called him Chen Stormstick, because he's a Pandaren from Miss Pandaria.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, this guy's an omnivore. Bears are also omnivores. So they're in kind of like
I haven't seen a lot of bears either. Yeah. So, like, do they mostly classify them as carnivores, though? Because they do eat meat.
I think it would kind of be the same as, like, if someone's like, like, for the sake of the metaphor, if someone's like, kind of like half black, like, you can kind of pass, but you also kind of have that discrimination, and it's just sort of like whatever people make of you.
Yeah, so it does look like most omnivores are lumped in with the carnivores. Another thing that was kind of driving me crazy is, like, that there's mice students, right?
Oh, yeah.
Why are they not in a different school?
Animal sizes are, like, real. So, if you're a smaller, like, race of animal, you're physically smaller as, like, an animal person.
Why are they not in a different school? Because these children are going to get stepped on and killed.
There's a real chance there might be mice-specific schools, and it's like, oh, they might be, like, kind of underfunded, or, like, did whatever reason. So it's like, alright, this school just, like, also accommodates them.
Rodent schools.
Yeah.
My dad would be like, yeah, so much money.
Rodent school redlining is probably like a thing.
What was the other question that right. This one's really dumb, but I just wanted to point this out. There's a bald eagle, and he needs an American fucking flag.
Yeah.
Every time I saw him, I was like, he needs an American flag. Why does he not have one?
Oh, man. There's one thing I specifically know that I never really noticed before, which throws up a lot of questions about the world, which is, they just are serving sushi platters in the first episode. So it's like, I guess fish aren't sapient.
I guess not.
Fish aren't sapient, and they also don't really count as, like, meat for the sake of satisfying carnivores. They're just there for the protein.
Like, I guess I was even gonna say if you're an amphibian, but there's lizards and stuff, so...
Yeah, specifically, it seems like the things that are safe for carnivores to eat are, like, fish, eggs, and, like, rice and stuff,
Yeah, eggs is kind of funny.
Yeah, as long as there's not an actual chicken in there, you're not, like, killing
the person. Well, that's the thing, is when you just think about it, not all eggs are, like, fertilized to make more chickens. It's just, fish are fair game in this universe. That doesn't seem to be. Yeah, of course, Baron, you love that.
Oh, man.
I think Baron would be a bear in this universe.
What do you think? Well, you'd be like a gator, of course.
Oh yeah, I'd be a big old lizard just fucking sitting on a rock.
Yeah, lizard just fucking
sleeping.
like everyone. Beastars.
Yeah, well, that just happens all the time in this show.
Yeah, everyone just fucking. They just can't do it.
But not everyone though.
Not everyone.
Because our boy Lugoshi doesn't go through with it when Haru takes her clothes off. He does not release the beasts. I was like, no.
Yeah, he goes to Haru's like little shack in the flower club, and she's like, "Oh man, I really want to like see if she remembers last night, you know, because I nearly ate her, and then someone literally like what came out, and I freaked out, and she slipped away. I was gonna do it, and that's fucked up." I had to make sure, you know, if she remembers or if she's okay with things, or, yeah, maybe get her name or something. And as he's freaking out internally, she just strips to her underwear, and she's like, "Oh, well, I've never had a wolf cock in me before. Here, take off your pants."
Yeah, she's just taking off his belt, and he's like, like it's this picture but reversed.
Yeah, the panic intensifies. Unfortunately, I did not get a picture of that scene, but still.
I was like, when episode 2 ended on that one, I was like, I see where this is going.
Yeah, it's fine. Legoshi has to retreat back into the darkness where he belongs as someone who can't accept the light and become like a confident like model carnivore. He has to keep projecting his power and retreating into the shadows where it's safe and he can be alone.
Yeah, it was here. I got a couple of timestamps that I wrote down that I thought were pretty stupid. 9:56, they say Beastar, and I said roll credits.
Yep. I hope you're excited to know who the next Beastar is going to be, because you're never going to find out.
Oh, really? Because I was like, I assume that's like the side plot, and then the overarching plot would be the Tim thing.
Yeah. It sounds like it would be like a major plot point, and then it just kind of gets dropped, sort of. It just sort of fades into the background.
Yeah, it was when they first met again in the Flower Club that I was like, nice inner thoughts, bro. Me, for real, for real.
Yeah.
And then I also put, like, right at the ending, I was like, the fuck, I didn't even get to say now kiss.
Yeah. Hey,
like,
babe,
I didn't even get to make the joke.
I nearly ate you alive last night. You good? And why are you stripping? So Phustus,
that was at the same.
Yeah.
That was at the same time that I got the horny rabbit jokes.
Oh yeah. Because it's like, there's the memes where it's like, oh yeah, it's fucking like the deer's like, I want to be like confident, and the wolf's like, I will be seen as a man, and then the rabbit's like, I love cock.
Yeah, she's got a real
rabbits for libido.
You know what? She's quite a character.
So Phustus, how much do you think Haru actually knows?
About Lugoshi being the one that attacked her?
Yeah.
I don't think she knows anything, because even later on, she doesn't even seem to bring it up.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because he brings he's like, oh, hey, you remember how you got that scratch on your arm? And she's like, I just kind of
she's
blacked
like,
out.
I just kind of, like, forgot. Like, something happened, and I just forgot. And I was like, I don't know. Yeah, I wrote down here, I think she's lying.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's what keep that in mind for a second. Anyways.
Yeah.
How much does she know?
Surprisingly, episode 3 was the one that I had, like, probably the least to say about.
Yeah.
There really wasn't much going on in that one, I think.
Oh, man, I wrote notes for episode 1, and there are too many notes. It is too long. There's too much shit. I wrote down the quote where Lewis was like, "If I promised to give you my leg, you'd drool and accept the proposal, would you?"
Yeah, I remember some of those lines. They were pretty cringe to me.
Yeah. Lewis immediately pulls Lugosi around and forces him to go to the gym with him. There's no real logical reason for it. He just wants to make it very clear who's in charge here. Yeah, I think episode 3 is the one where we have the big, like, scene with Lewis, right? Because, alright, so they do the gym stake. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Because they do the gym stakeout, and it's like, okay, Lugosi has his, like, moment where he's like, oh shit, I want to eat that rabbit. And if I did, no one will have known. I could have got away with it, and, fuck. And while that's happening, the guy Lewis was arguing with earlier, that was trying to control, like, slips and nearly falls off the stage, and Lewis, as he's, like, going down, Lewis, like, jumps over, grabs him, and protects him with his body, and he breaks his leg and just fucks himself up.
Yeah, that happened in the first episode, didn't it?
Yeah, in episode 1.
Yeah.
And ours since then, Lewis has just been like, okay, I can't let people know. I have to, like, just, like, hang it out.
He's been toughing it out.
I need to tough it out because I can't have people look down on me. I have to remain the strongest. If I'm not strong, then I have nothing. And so they can never know. I just have to, like, fight through the pain until the performance is over, and then I can just deal with this later in secret.
This is where I wrote down that I think he's like, oh, what was it? Compensating for something, right?
Oh yeah,
because,
absolutely.
Like, he's a deer, I assume, but I wrote a deer and or an elk could fuck up a lone wolf, no problem. Lewis has some fucking issues.
He's got all the issues, and there may be a very good reason for that. Oh man, honestly, I don't even know how, like, to handle, because it's like I just spoil shit that would make sense right now for the conversation.
Well, we can't go past episode 6 because that's
fair. Yeah. So how this podcast to work is like, okay, we go through 6 episodes, and then it's like, all right, do we want to continue? Yes or no? And you can, like, determine whether all 6 episodes hit or whether there was, like, a miss, and you want to switch shows.
Well, I'll tell you, the first 2 episodes did hit.
Right.
The third episode, I'm just remembering now. I wrote it down as a male wolf. / and a performance. So I do remember that this was the performance that Lewis passed out on at the end.
Right, yeah. I forgot, yeah, they really get to the whole, like, actual performance in the drama show fast, don't they?
Yeah, I was surprised that it showed up so quickly, which is kind of why I forgot that. But if I didn't write and performance, I would have forgotten about that. Because I think Oh yeah, I also wrote, is this a real play?
I don't believe it's real, but it is definitely thematic. Because the whole thing is, it's like, alright, it's a performance where it's like, I forget what it's called, but it's like, Lewis is playing the Grim Reaper.
Yeah, he's playing the Grim Reaper.
Yeah, he's playing the Grim Reaper who, like, takes lives and souls, and that's extremely fitting for, like, an herbivore that wants to be a carnivore and have that power over people.
The deer skull mask is dope.
It's really fucking cool. It's a really good mask. Hang on, look at
like the whole outfit is pretty dope. If you could just bring that up, it's pretty dope.
Yeah,
I liked it. It was a really sick design.
And yeah, this is the one. Oh, he does have the mask on, but still.
Props to the costume department.
Heck yeah, this was a dope ass play. Just like,
the red and gold go real hard.
Yeah, he looks so cool. It's such a well-shaped shot, and I love it.
And then the deer skull mask with, like, the teeth on the end. Oh, so cool.
Yeah, the big crazy, like, just the Spanish hat, you know?
Oh yeah, like the mariachi kind of hat.
Yeah, very stylized, super, like, like
very Zorro, because he did have, like, that one sword. Yeah, it was very Zorro.
Yeah, like, I was a like Spanish or French inspiration or whatever, but it's like it's that vibe. It's that vibe as like outfit. It feels like that's like carrying through, and I love it.
I would like, I guess since I said Zorro would be Spanish, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
It just kind of reminded me of Zorro. You know?
Oh yeah.
Hey babe, I nearly ate you alive last night. You good? Why are you stripping?
With only this image to go off, it's hard to tell if he's a shonen rival or a super villain.
Yeah, that's true. He looks like a villain, and most of the time he's kind of an asshole.
Yeah, so Lewis is a rival to Lugosi, but like it's not a battle series, so he's not really like a physical rival as much as like an ideological rival. So it's like, oh, they have to like help each other or like not and team up and stuff like that. And sometimes their like ideologies oppose each other, and other times it's like, oh, one of them has to like help the other one to like, get through this struggle with their own like perspective on life. That's a good way to explain it, I think.
Like they're very antithesis of each other, and they play off of each other very well.
There is a lot of headcanon that Lewis and Lugosi are gay as fuck.
That's cool.
Even though they're both into the same girl, so I assume that would make them more bi, but still. There's definitely a lot of sexual tension. Can you tell this series was written by a woman?
I was gonna ask you that. Was this series written by a woman?
It was written by, and check this out, it was written by the daughter of Grappler Baki.
Oh, God.
And it's a very different beast, but I feel like you can kind of feel the influence of that mindset of just like, hey, just, you know what, go for it, do whatever, tell your story. Just, what's the central plot? Doesn't matter. We're following the characters. We're going for it. Also, hilariously...
I think...
Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Yeah? Right, also, hilariously, there is a whole thing where, alright, sit down for this. The writer of the manga, the mangaka... She did not know what a furry was until the anime came out and people informed her about it.
Right, I think you told me about that.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
It's really funny in hindsight. It's really hilarious. Because it's like, it's just a fun show about animals. And you, look back, and it's like, yeah, this is way too on the nose.
Well, it's a fun show about animals. It's 100% like softcore furry porn.
Yeah, and she was tapping into the vibe before she even knew what the vibe was.
It's also a social commentary on, classism and racism.
Yeah. Dude, we have the theater tiger who's, doping on rabbit blood, and it's, a drug addict commentary, too.
I was about to say we were in episode 4 is where we get to, I called it Carnivore Showdown.
Yeah.
But that's where we learn that Bill is going to take Lewis's place because he's injured, right?
Right, yeah.
And then, Bill's the tiger, by the way.
Yes. So they get through the first performance, goes amazingly, Lugosi kills it. Not Lugosi, Lewis kills it,
And then he passes out.
Yeah, he passes out from the pain after the show. And it's like he's just on his broken leg, he's doing full jumps, he's doing stances and shit, he's running around everywhere. He really friggin' works it, and it's wild they last this long.
I knew a kid like him in my drama classes and stuff. Yeah. He went really hardcore, but he's such a douchebag sometimes.
Did he ever shove a dude against the wall and tell him to bite him?
No. I mean, but if he did that to me, I probably would have. Don't ask me to bite you, I'll bite you.
You would have just done it.
I'll bite his fucking fingers off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bill's the tiger. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I also see that everybody, like, before the show starts, that they're all, like, waiting to see Lewis again, right?
Right.
But if a whole day had gone between, like, Lewis giving the part to Bill, they would have changed the hand Bill so that you would know that he's not in it.
Yeah.
That's just my theater knowledge, and that bothers me. Because I'm like, why are these people assuming that he's there when they would know that he's not there?
I don't know theater stuff, so I don't know exactly what you're getting at, but I'll go along with it. Yeah.
But at the opening of every play, they usually give you a little handbill that's like that has.
Okay,
it's kind of like credits. It's kind of like a credits.
I heard you say they changed the handbill, and I'm like, oh, wait, what?
Not actual Bill here. Just the.
Yeah.
I guess I put too much emphasis on Bill, but it's like a little thing, and it's like the credits, and where it would say like, I think he played a character named Adler in the play.
Yes.
So it would have been like Adler.
The Reaper.
It would have been Adler played by Lewis, and then it probably would have been crossed out and put Bill. So everybody would have known that Bill was playing that character.
Yeah. I do want to point out, like, going back to that hospital scene, just the moment where it's like, oh yeah, everyone's just crowded around, they're all like worried, and they're like, this is like Lewis's nightmare, because everyone is looking down him and they're pitying him, and they're like, oh man, he works so hard, oh, what are we gonna do now with him? Is he okay? Is he good? He's like, no, you freaking idiots, just to keep the play going, that's more important, just keep the show going. And then Bill's just like, yeah, I don't give a fuck about him. About the play, yeah, he's gonna be okay. Yeah, he's gonna take the lead. And Lewis is like, oh, you're real take charge? You embody the ideologies of a carnivore? I like that. You're the lead now. Let's go.
What a fucking whatever.
Yeah, we need the lead of the play to specifically embody a carnivore spirit, because they're the Reaper of Souls, and they're supposed to, like, dominate the stage. So he picks those domineering, like, carnivore guy he can, and then they go out there, and it's like, Bill can't do it, because it's like, outside of his physical strength, he has nothing. Yeah.
Oh,
like,
right.
he's struggling. He's doing alright, but he's no Lewis.
No, he's no Lewis, but he's also doping.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got rabbit's blood. I don't know where he got this, whether it was from the black market that we got introduced to later, or if it was Haru, because she would do something like that. I don't know.
I completely believe it's the black market, and it's just a coincidence that it's like rabbit's blood. It's just rabbit, because it's like, oh, that's the thing Lewis, like, Lugosi, not Lewis, that Lugosi is the big connection to. So it's like just a coincidence that directly like mirrors his own conflict, because he's like, oh, this is like, what if I just gave in and I just actually did hurt Haru, and I was just like fine with that, and that like breaks him. He can't stand it.
Yeah, this is when probably the best fight scene in this entire show.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The theater scene is fucking great. I love it.
When Bill and Lugosi fight each other.
Yeah.
That like they practice fight, and the first one was pretty funny because Bill's just kind of being an asshole, then like Lugosi comes in, he's like, "I'm done fucking around."
Yeah, he's like, he literally tosses his prop sword to the side and just goes in, just starts like throwing hands.
Just like has him on the ground, punching him, and then Lewis is just like, not Lewis. Bill's just like, nah, not today. And then he starts like fighting him. He's like scratching up his back and shit.
Yeah, he literally is like, hey, come on, why don't you chill out? And he like scars up his back, and he's like, yeah, we're gonna match, see? Consider a carnivore's honor or something.
Yeah, and then,
yeah, he's like, just,
Lewis comes out like a fucking superhero, by the way.
Yeah, on his still broken leg, and just makes it work. And it's like,
comes
holy
in
shit.
like a fucking superhero. And I wrote down, Lewis is not a hero. Don't even try this show. Fuck you.
Yeah, but this is him standing by his, like, ideology. He's like, oh, I want to be, like, strong, I'll be the carnivore, duh. But he's like, oh, you are not embodying my ideals. You are not being the carnivore I want you to be. Like, get back. I am above you. I will, like, drive you away because you are a fraud.
I mostly got that it wasn't just like a fraud. It was like they're defacing my stage with this slander.
Yeah, exactly.
He even says that kind of in the next episode. I think he's like, how could you dare bleed on the stage like that?
Yeah, he's like, you like. This is the thing, because it's like, to Lewis, a carnivore isn't just someone who's like, oh, domineering and like powerful. It's also someone who is like strength of will that's like under control, right? So it's like, oh, he sees this and it's like, all right, this situation isn't under control. You are fucking it up. You are not like worthy of the strength I desire.
Yeah, this is he's quite a fucking card, man.
Oh yeah, I love him. Listen, you know, like, that character just does the look, and he's got the fucking golden eyes, and he just glares at you, and it ignites something. It's something.
No, it doesn't for me. Sorry.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think you're into guys, so...
True. But I can admit when a man is handsome.
Like, you're not, like, into guys. I don't think you're into, like, the same shit either. Because it's like, oh, yeah, this is, like, he is, like, so, like, dominating. And it's like, oh, yeah, do it, Lewis.
Do it, daddy. And I'm like, I hate this guy. See, that's the thing. Is my ego's too big, and his ego's too big. And once we get into a room together, our egos can't fit in the same room.
Yeah. I feel like there's a character later on you might relate to more, even though they are just a fucking scumbag. But they're a very different type of scumbag. Nice.
I do kind of like scumbag characters that know that they're scumbags.
Yeah.
Like Ramsay Bolton in Game of Thrones. He was a douchebag, but he was hilarious to watch.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, if we get to season 2, that'll be on thing for sure. Holy crap. Man.
Oh yeah, episode 5 I called the awkward aftermath.
Yeah, because they blew their load on the stage performance.
Yeah. Also, this is where I put Jack as a good boy. I love him.
Oh yeah, Jack's great. I don't think I got a picture of it. It's like, yeah. So Jack is Lugosi's like friend and dorm mate.
Yeah, he's a golden retriever, and he is the most precious boy.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, it's not like you fell in love with a girl or something. Love. And he's like, oh shit, you're serious?
Yo, you're serious? Oh my god, who is it?
I was like, I need deets now.
Love him. What a good friend.
Man.
Jack is a good boy, and I love him. Something bad's gonna happen to him, and I'm gonna be upset. I'm just kidding.
I do want to take a moment to point out, while it's vaguely relevant, yeah, Lugosi's got a weird thing with bugs. Yeah, did you pick up on that?
I think I did, yeah.
Yeah, he's got a little, like, beetle, and, like, you know, he's, like, doing the lookout for the play, like, thing.
He's always talking to bugs. He's always talking to
got a little, like,
bugs.
hyperfix. Listen, it is not possible that you could make a good argument for the headcanon that Lugosi might be a little autistic. He has his hyperfixations.
I can believe it.
I'd buy it. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
I mean, I don't know enough to diagnose it, but, like, if somebody told me that, yeah, sure.
Like, I think you could lay out a fairly convincing argument that's like, oh, he, like, talks with his hands a lot. He's, like, you know, hyperfixations, like, a lot of social anxiety and stuff. Like, it's like, yeah, there's stuff there.
That's just me.
Yeah. Damn, I thought I was describing myself. Where you say he's a golden retriever, I assume that's both his species and personality. Exactly.
Yes. he is a good boy with golden retriever energy.
Yes.
He is a golden retriever. And if I didn't already know that his name is Jack, I would call him Walker, just like my old doggy.
Aww.
You know what? I'm just going. His name is Walker now.
Oh man.
Just kidding. This is also an episode 5 when we find out that Lewis is sleeping with Haru too.
Yes, I was just thinking of that. This is where you learn that it's like, oh, Lugosi's not the only one who's into the Rabusi.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't a very long scene, but I was like, whoa, hold on.
It casually just happens, and it's like, oh shit.
I think I was literally writing down a note. It was just basically like, lol, Lewis is rewriting the truth because he's got to make things look good. That seems like something he would do.
Yeah.
And then I looked back over and I was like, whoa!
When your, like, shonen rival character steals your girl.
Yeah, this is like Vegeta sleeping with Chi-Chi. This is not fair.
Yeah, dude, this is a good chance. Like, this is how you get punched. This is how you start conflict.
Yeah, this is like, I wonder how that would go down.
Lugosi doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to make a scene. He doesn't want to, like, go all out. This is how you force him to come out of his shell real fast.
But would he fight his boyfriend for his girlfriend?
I feel like, yeah, he would.
I think he would too.
I think if it came down to it, Lugosi would be like, oh, you piece of shit, and he'd just, like, start throwing hands. Just no warning, he'd just, like, be impulsive and do it.
I feel like it would probably happen after he, like, also says something bad about her, just, like, off the cuff. Because he seems like the kind of guy that would be like, well, yeah, whatever. But in private, he's like, oh, I love you, but and he's like, in public, he's like, fuck that bitch.
I forget if it's, like, this episode or the next one where we finally get introduced to the Homewrecker.
That is the next episode. I wrote it down. Where Gino seems nice. Can't wait for this to be ruined.
Oh man.
I was like, she seems nice. Can't wait for this to be ruined.
Oh boy, I fucking love this show. I love this show so much. It's the petty drama just keeps going. And it's like, oh, yeah, okay. So it's like we finally deal with the theorist stuff. The performances are like Lewis can stop pretending. He can stop trying to be strong. Okay, I wonder. Well, oh, he's got your girl. Okay, I wonder what else. Oh, another girl got you.
Oh no! And then I can't remember why. What were they doing with dinosaurs in that episode?
Yeah, so they give a quick explanation where it's like, all right, so they're animal people. Dinosaurs are like their direct ancestors.
Not true. Mammals have no connection to dinosaurs. Mammals have no connection to dinosaurs.
Great ancient beasts that came before us. They see dinosaurs as like gods.
Okay. So it's just like a celebration day float thing that they're building.
Oh yeah, it's like celebrating a really like outdated belief of like, oh, dinosaurs are gods and you should like worship them and treat them special and stuff. So they're like, all right, we're just gonna like, yeah, we're just doing like a yearly like parade thing. We're just gonna like set off like balloons and shit. It's like just like a fun
Okay.
little tradition in a world where like animal people are real.
I was a little confused about the dinosaur bit.
Okay,
But
yeah.
anyways,
It makes enough intuitive sense that it's like, oh
no, it
yeah,
makes
dinosaurs
sense.
are a thing. Okay.
I was just like, I felt like I missed something there, but I
Yeah.
didn't. Okay.
It's not that important. You just need to know that they make a giant meteor float.
Okay. um, oh yeah, this is also where I was trying not to call Haru a slut, but she wasn't helping.
I'm gonna be real. She is a slut.
I was trying so hard for like 5 episodes to be like, nah, it's just nah,
It's
nah,
not. It's
like,
not
you
what
know.
it looks like. It's she just runs the shack in school, and random guys just show up there, and she undresses and tries to suck their dick or something.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not. Oh my god. Oh god, that's Lewis. Oh no. Oh
Yeah,
no,
that's
I think
Lewis.
she might actually be one.
Oh god, she's fucking Lewis.
I think she's fucking a lot of people, and Lugosi's just like super oblivious about it.
Yeah, this is also, we get the Harlequin rabbits coming back. Well, if the society is mostly dominated by mammals, I can see why they'd celebrate meteors in relation to dinosaurs.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, this is where the Harlequin rabbit came back, and she was being a bitch, and she's like, "Oh my god, we almost like go extinct." And then Haru has like the fucking best comebacks.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Like, I didn't write any of them down, but I was just like, "Fucking fire!"
Oh man.
But the best was that she just kind of kept yelling at them, but then Koshi was walking up behind them, and so they ran away.
Yeah. He has a specific comeback where like Haru's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you off for once, and whoever's gonna get this over with, and they're like getting unnerved, and she's like, yeah, you better run, you better be afraid, I'm spitting fire, let's go.
She was kind of spitting fire.
Yeah, Haru is spitting. She is the queen of trash talk, and I love her for it.
She's kind of a bitch. I love her.
Yeah, you go get that wolf cock, girl. You deserve it.
Yeah, but the bullying scenes were really cringe. Like, I was like, oh
man.
god,
It's
so
really,
cringe.
It's really funny that she's just so like, she was so determined to sleep with Lugosi, and they try and have dinner together, and Lugosi's like,
yeah.
oh god, I can't even ask her name, and she's like, oh, this is weird. Every time he opens my mouth, every time he opens his mouth, I want to just reflexively run the fuck away.
Yeah, she's like, every time he opens his mouth, I want to run away, and he's like, well, do I ask her name? How do I ask her name? What do you ask her name? Why would you ask her name? How do you ask her name? When do you ask her name?
Wait, keep it going. We're getting a good flow there.
I was running out of who, what's, where's, where's, and why's.
Based on what I heard, there's probably a bubbling volcano of frustration beneath her exterior. Yeah. There's a lot of moments where Haru is just casually just like thinking shit she wants to like throw at people.
Yeah, I feel like she's the kind of person that sits there and like imagines murdering people.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
You just like insert the image of Haru's face, and it's just like, just superimposed like World War II bombs and shit.
Yeah. I do need to point out again, Haru is part of this eye thing that I'm having an issue with. Is that she has like actual rabbit eyes.
Yeah, she's really adorable.
But like, what about the people that have like human eyes? It's fucking up. It's screwing with my brain.
Just a stylistic choice, because it's like Gohim doesn't even really like have eyes, because they're like beneath the like panda spots. So it's like kind of stylized.
They gave Legoshi not Legoshi, Lewis different eyes than what a deer actually has. Because a deer's eyes are soulless.
So it's like Haru has rabbit eyes, and then like the fucking bear also has rabbit eyes, but then the Harlequin rabbit has like anime person eyes. Like person eyes.
She's got like anime ass, like big googly eyes.
It's very like base by base on the character. Like there's a point where you see like a lion that has goofy little like like stuffed animal plushy eyes. They're like little dots.
Yeah.
And then you see other lions, and all of them have like person eyes. And it's like okay.
And I kept calling Bill Tony for a while because he just reminded me of Tony the Tiger. But,
yeah. That's the fun thing. It's like we do the whole school thing, we do the whole like drawing club shit. It's like, alright, Bill is doping and he's like just a shithead and he's a true carnivore and we gotta punch him out for that. And then it's like, oh, he's still around. He's just casually there.
Yeah, that's why I called episode 5 Awkward Aftermath, because he's just kind of still there.
Yeah, and we just have to, like, hang out with him and, like, pretend to be, like, friends with this guy now, because it's like, well, he doesn't want to, like, start anything, He's like, hey, we are beef, it's over, who cares?
Oh, you're also you might like this little note that I wrote here. Because there's a long shot with Haru and Legoshi, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I literally wrote, oh my god, this long shot, she's so small she'd have to get on her tippy toes to give this dude a BJ.
Dude, never say you're not funny again. Holy shit.
Yeah, no, that's what you would have to do. She's like, on the long shot, I was like, oh, okay. It's the first thing that I thought about.
It's like he just sticks it in, and it's just like you give like a fucking hamster a seed, and it's too big for him, and it's like
just a big
pouch up.
That's surprisingly realistic for a high school setting. After a confrontation, the characters still have to deal with each other the next day. It's true.
Yeah, it's very
refreshing. I tried to avoid conflict in high school, but
yeah, villains don't really like go away super easily a lot of the times. They just sort of like stick around and have like full character arcs.
I think it's in the next in episode 6.
Yeah.
That he's like, just like a week ago, me and Bill were beating the shit out of each other, and now he's sitting beside me like he's my best friend.
Yeah. And episode 6 is, oh boy, episode 6 is a lot. Because this is the one where we learn about the black market.
Oh yeah, do you all know what I called this episode?
What?
Finger foods.
I know exactly what you're talking about, dude. I got it. This fucking goat.
That was so creepy, yo.
Yeah, because it's like, he's got like a bunch of missing fingers, and it's clear this like, this homeless guy was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna like sell my body to carnivores for food. And that's like, a whole thing. And it's like, because, you're seeing it from Legoshi's perspective, like, the scent is, like, wafting off of him, and it's, like, this weird, like, magical, like, evil aura that's trying to tempt him to, like, eat this guy's hands.
Yeah, bro's like, oh, it smells so good, I just want to... But, he's like, no, I can't. But Bill's all like... Yo, let's split it, bro.
Yeah, Bill is a true carnivore, and he's like, dude, yeah, like, let's go. Yeah, 100%. Hey, we could buy one, right? That'd be awesome.
Who else was it then? There's the bald eagle who still needs a fucking American flag, which don't ask me what that would mean if he had an American flag. That means that America exists.
I forget his name, but he's literally like, hey, Legoshi, come on. Like, it'd be one thing if, like, we were at school, but I mean, we are at the black market, and this is just what people do here. So, I mean, it's not that weird, is it? You're just acting the way you expect.
Yeah.
He's like, we
Also,
can't,
this
make a big scene and preach about social justice in the place where all the crime happens.
just in case you forgot too that I wrote this. This episode opens on a newscast of a carnivore eating a herbivore. Just in case you forgot in the past 4 episodes that that's happened. They haven't brought it up. I know it's very rare.
Phustus, we will get back to the murder mystery, but it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, I was like, this is also why I wrote the theory that Bill ate Tem.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid theory, honestly. Because
Like,
he is
Bill's
very...
the most violent of them, and he's also in the drama club, right?
Yeah.
Which Tem was. And he also fits the silhouette from episode 1, so I was like, yeah, that's my theory for right now.
So here's what I will say. You will have a lot of theories about who the killer is. You are not going to guess it.
No? Is it someone that we don't even know? Don't even tell me.
It is a background character who you barely notice.
Okay, well, we'll get there.
Yeah, you will not guess it. It is just going to happen. And it's just like, yeah, remember this guy? That guy over there in the background? Yeah, they're important. Anyways, let's focus on their story for a bit.
All right. Yeah. Also, this is why I was. This is where we meet Juno, the other gray wolf, because it was a gray wolf that apparently attacked somebody on the news.
The homewrecker.
The homewrecker. Dude, it's got to be here. Yeah, Haru's eating carnivores or herbivores now.
She is the rabbit from Monty Python. She got a taste of meat, and now she wants a taste of dick.
Yeah, needing the holy hand grenade of Antioch.
Man.
Yeah, so I guess dudes are picking on this girl, and then he says that. What did he say? He said that that was his sister or something?
Yeah, he's like, alright, I need an excuse to, like, butt in because I don't know this person and this is gonna look, like, really weird. So he's like, just butts in, he's like, stop pick on her. You know, she's my sister, get away. And he just looks over, he's like, shit, she looks nothing alike.
Honestly, the way you you described the rabbit, she said load of sausage. That's
She ironically, like, her introduction line is being like, oh yeah, your boyfriend didn't last for shit. Holy crap, he's a loser. Haru, she hasn't just been around the block, she is the block.
She's the village bicycle. Everybody's had a ride.
Like, the Harlequin Rat's boyfriend is like, man, this girl's so awesome. I think she's super into me, dude. Yeah, she's like the cool rabbit girl. And they're like, dude, you should watch out for her. Oh, shit. Like, everyone else seems to know.
Yeah, everybody knows except for, like, certain people. And then they're like, oh!
Like, it's not a very well-kept secret that she's just going for it. She's doing her, and you know what? Heck yeah, let's go.
Oh, this is also Lewis mentions because the herbivores has to stay at the school because apparently something's going on and, like, they're worried or whatever. So the carnivores get to go for some reason to town, right?
Right.
Why did he even mention the black market? It probably wouldn't have even been in anyone's mind if he didn't.
It really won't, but it's literally just so we can stop that this place exists before
just
we
to
see it.
set up the plot of it, right?
I'm gonna be real, it's pretty forced. It's pretty forced that Lewis is just casually like, you're going out to town? Alright, don't you dare go to the black market.
Don't go to the black market. And I'm like, they're going to the black market now. Why would you even mention that, you fucking moron?
I think the funniest part is immediately Lugosi is like, wait, what's the black market?
Yeah, Lugosi doesn't know what it is, obviously, just so that the audience can figure out what it is.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and then, like, you actually get to see, like, normal town.
Yeah.
And like, people are just living normally.
Yeah, this is very nice. It's just like, it's very Zootopia, you know? It's just like, oh, everyone's just, having fun. They're all like, just hang out together. There doesn't seem to be really any, like, like herbivore, carnivore, like, divide here. Everyone just kind of gets along, and it's like, oh, it's because all the predators are full on meat. Oh.
Yeah, from the black market apparently.
Yeah,
But
because
I
when
don't think
people,
that's
yeah.
all. Like you can't prove that it's all of them that does that. Because
Yeah, but
even
yeah.
one of them that works there is antithesis to that because he eats plants.
Yeah. And we get introduced to Gohim, who's the fucking best.
Yeah, this is after Legoshi kind of loses it to the smells.
Yeah.
He kind of like
It's
ends up
really,
running through the whole
it's
market.
honestly really funny in hindsight, because you're like, wait, has he end up in the black market? And it's like, oh, he saw a creepy goat, and then his friends were like, let's just eat his fingers. And he's like, oh no, you're crazy, I gotta get away from you. And he chooses to run in the direction of the black market,
Of
where
the
there's
black
even
market.
more smell of meat. And he just starts freaking out.
I don't know if this is in like because you watched it in subs, right?
Right?
So I don't know if this is in subs too, but in the dub they call it Zoozle Maps, right? I'm like, that's fucking great. I love it.
Alright, I don't remember that, but that's probably a
Yeah, but
thing, yeah.
instead of Google, it's Zoozle.
Yeah, I think in the sub they just call it like the map or something.
Probably, but it's so funny when
Oh
they were like,
man.
yo, check Zoozle Maps, and I was like, ha 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 ha, it's a good one.
I should probably mention, I've seen the dub before like multiple times, and this is the first time watching the sub. So it's interesting to see like there's slight differences I'd pick out, but it seems like mostly about the same. But I
No,
do
I know,
want to
man.
point out that it's like really interesting to note that I honestly think Legosi's dub actor is like better than his subbed one. I think the dub killed it.
I think I don't know who he is. I was looking it up.
Yeah. He has this very like tired, like done with it like vibe to him that really like fits with
Like
the sort of like noir like aesthetic of the whole show.
very quiet kind of like
Yeah.
thing.
It's a very quiet, like, reserved show until it has to, like, go all out, which is a lot of the time, admittedly, but yeah. Very introspective series, and I really like that
Jonah
about it.
Scott. He's voiced by Jonah Scott.
Oh, okay. I don't recognize that name.
Hmm.
Oh, well.
Well, he hasn't been in anything that I know too much of.
Right.
He was in Kaiju number 8. That's a thing that I was looking at a while
Heck
ago.
yeah.
Anyways, I was just looking him up to see who he is.
So,
I didn't want to
yeah.
look at the cast list earlier in case I got spoiled for people.
Yeah. Honestly, that's fair. I don't think there'd be, like, any major spoilers, but it's like, it's probably fair to be careful.
Oh, there's the name of the eagle guy, Alba. Aoba.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Alba seems like a cool dude. Like, he's, like, trying to be really balanced and level-headed, but he ultimately just wants to, like, do the right thing. He's like, oh, we're in, like, the crime place, come on, this is, like, you can't get too idealistic about it. And afterwards, we learned that Alba's just like, I just, I thought that, I couldn't do the finger thing. It didn't feel right. I couldn't really, like, handle the idea. And Legosi's like, okay, at least one of these guys is a real one. At least not everyone is, like, just easily tempted by, like, the freaking temptations of being an adult. Anyway, so Lugosi runs into the black market like a maniac, and then some crackpot crime doctor just picks him up, and he's like, hey, you were tripping balls back there. What's going on? And also, you need to obey me, or I will beat you into the ground.
I just gotta point out, like, he wakes up in a fucking saw trap.
Yeah, he wakes up in a friggin' saw trap. Like, he's got a muzzle on, he's in a straitjacket, this like really dingy fucking basement, and as the audience you're with Lugosi like, oh, this is like sketchy as fuck.
Like, this is weird.
Like,
is he gonna get is this where he gets like his organs harvested? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Gohim kidnaps Lugosi off the street with no explanation, puts him in a straitjacket, muzzles him, and then just casually sends him on his way with some rabbit porn.
Yeah, he does. I didn't. His name was Gohei, right?
Gohei, yeah.
I just called him Pandaren guy. Because he's a World of War. This is what I wrote. I love this World of Warcraft ass character. Fucking Pandaren gives my man porn. 100% douche canoe. I love him.
This sounds like it points out to a hot dog. Yeah, Gohim is so sus, but it's like it's fine. He just wants to help. But like from any outside perspective, you look at this and it's like, oh no.
It's so funny.
Oh, man.
Just hands him porn. He's like, here.
Yeah, because he's like, so Gohim is a back alley crime doctor who, like, takes down people who are just freaking out and going into their instincts, and he basically just knocks them the fuck out, locks them up, and forces them to get therapy.
Yeah.
That's the best way I could phrase it. Like, he takes a picture of them, and he's like, no, listen, I'm your best friend, or we can do this the hard way, but one way or another, we're going to figure out what your problem is, and you're gonna deal with it.
Listen, we can do this the easy way or the hard way.
Yeah.
What's he say, actually? He's like, he's like, I can either be your best friend or I could be your worst enemy, something along those lines.
Yes. Oh man, it's very like on the nose.
Yeah, he's a very interesting character that I'm sure might show up again, but
oh man.
I actually thought of all of them that was the no, maybe the weakest episode. Yeah,
maybe, yeah. I don't know, I really like Gohim. I think Gohim's great. It's like a tamer version of Ellen from Bloodborne. Both hunt down the blood drunk. That's probably a good way to put it. I don't know his character. That sounds about right.
Yeah, seems right.
Yeah, listen, we're like tracking you down, and it's like, hey, we just look at people who are clearly not having an okay time, and we're like, you know what? We're gonna make you confront your demons today, one way or another.
He's a guard at the black market, right?
Yeah.
So he says.
It's like, it makes sense, because like, oh, what happens if a carnivore just goes crazy and just starts like attacking people? And it's like, well, you got people who patrol the area who are just like, I will just beat your ass into the ground and just make sure you don't do anything.
It was funny when they were like, oh, it's a panda, he's so tough, and I'm like, pandas are literally the weakest ass bears in the world.
To be fair, he is a fucking bear, though. They are pretty huge.
Yeah, but also when he compared I think that they were like, oh, yes, panda bears are almost exactly like grizzly bears. And I'm like, no, they're not. Not at all. They're more like black bears.
Like, specifically in this saying, it's like bears are fucked.
Yeah, I get that, but like, they're like black bears and panda bears are they're more afraid of you than of anything else. Like a grizzly bear and a polar bear, they'll fuck you up. But,
Yeah.
like, why couldn't it be? I was like, okay, maybe if it was a polar bear, it would be more believable. But like a panda, no.
It's
Not
fine. He
happening.
works out. He's extra strong.
That was really funny though, and he's like, I eat lots of bamboo and I work out. Fucking arm. It's like
Just this grizzled fucking adult. Just like, oh yeah. Yeah, I'm just here to beat the shit out of people and keep order.
this shonen ass character that just comes out of nowhere.
This shonen ass mentor figure.
Yeah.
Oh man. I like that he actually talks to Lugosi, and it's like, alright, you calm? Okay, well, I'm gonna actually be cool with you now, okay? We cool? Alright, let's talk this shit out. How are you dealing with your, like, whole rabbit thing? Are you okay, man? You doing alright? You're clearly having problems here.
You're like, I love her. It's like, no, you don't. You just want to eat her.
But do I want wife or do I want supper? I can't decide.
I want to eat you. Romantically?
Yes.
That's hot, I think. You know what? He's like, I want to eat her or hang out with her. I don't know. And she's just like, I want to run away from him or be dicked down by him.
Yeah, Haru's dealing with her own conflict where, like, her desire to bone is, like, stronger than her desire to get the fuck away from danger.
Yeah, she's like, oh my god, I wonder what it would be like to be with a carnivore, but I'd rather not be eaten.
Yeah,
he's like, I
wonder what it'd be like to be power bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
She's just like, wow, you're so big. And he's like, the entire time that she's talking to him panicking is really funny to me.
So yeah, what do you think? Or do you think it's like the instinct to hunt or the instinct to bone for Lugosi?
I think he's a bit of both, obviously.
Both? Honestly, that makes a lot of sense to me. Because he's clearly like, oh, well, yeah, I care her, I want to, like, know her as a person and stuff. But it's also like, oh, this is really unhealthy. And the fact that you can't get her off your mind is like, this ain't quite normal. This is a bit something, you know?
Yeah, like, it's
You are down bad for your dinner.
It's weird. It's definitely a weird relationship.
Yeah, and Goheem's like, okay, listen, take this home with you and use it. Hey, you'll learn real fast if you're like actually like, trying to like hunt her and you're just like getting your instincts mixed up, or if you're just a carnivore with a weird fucking fetish and he just casually has rabbit porn on his person, which he gives to this fucking high schooler.
Oh yeah, I wrote down, of course, there's a bunny girl in the front of the porn magazine. Get it? Playboy bunny?
Yeah. Oh man, the fact that he just has it on hand always gets me, because it's like, well, what the fuck are you doing with this?
Oh yeah, I also wrote down, like, is there multiple different types of porn in this world?
Turns out probably.
And then I also wrote like, I gave a little ellipses and I was like, there's multiple types of porn in this world.
Dude, okay, you're in the fucking Beastars world. You got magazines of every specific type of animal. What do you look at first?
If I'm a Beastars character.
Yes. And
well, I'd probably be a crocodile, right? So we'd be looking at crocodile porn.
but would you go for like the weird shit, you know?
What do you mean?
I mean, I don't know, like a kid has a forehead, penises, and snakes of like twin dicks, you know? Why am I saying this shit? You're not gonna relate to this.
I don't know. None of that.
But,
no.
Because I'd be curious. I'd be like, okay, like they say horse, yeah, but it's like if horse is like an actual person and it's fine, then it's like, all right, how hung is this shit?
I feel like that'd be dangerous.
It would be
Sure.
extremely. If I was in Beastars world and it was like a dude, I would want to know.
What animal would you be then? I already know I'm a crocodile, right?
I'm gonna be real. I think I'd just be a tiger.
What do you think you'd be a tiger? Yeah, probably.
I am the epitome of that kid dressed as a zombie going, "I like turtles."
I see a tiger or like.
I feel like every time I've thought that, I've been very consistently like, "Yeah, no, tiger sounds right."
A big cat.
Yeah, I would be a big cat.
You'd be a cheetah.
Oh man, like tiger, maybe lion, you know, like something like that. Like you know,
you could be both. Be like her.
Like I could be like a cool, like you know, like lizard, like a thorny devil or something. But it's like no, the Komodo dragon maybe.
Well,
but I feel like I lean tiger hard.
You're just leaning towards lizards because I'm a crocodile.
I mean, to be fair, I'm also a dragon right now.
That's a fact.
I am a dragon girl that looks at animal shit, and I'm like, you know what, the tigers are like energetic, they're fun, they're like, yeah, they're like very like sociable and shit, they get to be cute kitty, and that appeals to me. Like a lot of those traits, it's like, okay, yeah, I can see it.
Yes.
Also, they look cool as hell.
True.
Yeah, just big, cute, like, overconfident, dumb kitty fits me very well.
Yeah, it makes sense. You're just Naruto at that point.
Dude, like, when we were playing this series, I was like, oh, hey, am I a furry? I guess we'll find out when I revisit this. And then, that revelation didn't last long. I feel like I'm just a furry now.
Yeah,
I feel like I had that understanding before the show happened, and it's like, oh, okay.
Well, you did have that understanding before we could get to this show, but before that, I don't think it hit you, and I was like, no, it's obvious.
Yeah, you're like, it's obvious. So I'm like, no. And you're like, what animal would you be? I'm like, tiger. Just immediately, it's like, oh, you thought this? So I'm like, yeah, all the time.
Well, there's a difference. So you're allowed to have a favorite animal. Like, I mean, like, I like wolves too. They're cool.
Yeah.
I like crocodiles. They're cool.
Phustus, did this show awaken literally anything in you?
No.
That's fair.
You know, funny enough, if they didn't keep bringing it up, I almost would have stopped seeing them as animals after a while.
Oh yeah, because it's like, yeah, they're just people, but they have the animal instincts, and that's what makes it a thing.
Well, like, I'm sitting there and I'm just like, this is just a normal show about normal kids, and then they're like, oh yeah, and like, I'm a carnivore and I want to eat fingers, and I'm like, oh right, yeah.
You will never see Zootopia the same again.
No.
No, it is confirmed that it's not just rabbits doing porn shit, because in season 2 we see a stripper gazelle and we hear her story, and oh boy.
I mean, makes sense.
The fact that this show keeps going is just like, and hard cut to the strip club.
He's like a sophomore to high school. Isn't that illegal?
It might be, anyway.
Can you even go into a strip club?
He is
like
also
18.
a doggo, so is very, like, obfuscated at this point.
They had to be like 18 or older.
Oh, man. I was saying jokes about this so bad, and I'm like, nah, I gotta hold off on this super hard. Oh boy, it's funny because it's like I didn't know I was like a furry before I was like playing this out, and I was like, oh, I should do this with Phustus specifically, and I didn't know you'd be my boyfriend at the time, so
There you go.
there you go.
What an interesting.
And now we go watch the show about furries thirsting after each other, and we can pick our favorites. And like now you have to explain to me why you don't like husbandos.
Husbandos? What husbandos? Lewis, I don't. I already told you I don't like him because he's just a douchebag.
Yeah. So the big question on everyone's mind right now, I think, is like we've taken this chance. We've looked at 6 episodes. We've done 6 of them. Did the 6 episodes hit? Would you be willing to do another 6 of these?
I'd say at least more than 4 of the shots hit me.
Yeah.
And like 2 of them kind of missed. So I would, yeah, I'd keep going for like another 6 episodes.
Okay, heck yeah. I feel like honestly, my stance is pretty like if I'm just like I don't think this show is a bad episodes.
No, like it just like I'm not saying that any of the episodes were bad. I'm just saying that like they didn't.
Oh yeah.
Like they didn't engage me as well as like other episodes.
Honestly, I was really curious, like, how you would handle all the theatric stuff and all the, like, the metaphors and all the pretentious, like, because it's like, listen, there is a big overarching theme of how society is itself the carnivore that, like, chews people up and spits them out, and it exists for them, and if you're, like, the hunter, you succeed, and if you're the prey, then, like, you struggle.
Yeah, I kind of get like the overarching, what do you call it? What do I call it? That's fucking
the metaphor.
The metaphors that are all in there, and I wrote early on in my book. There are metaphors all over this show. I'm just gonna let Death deal with that.
Yeah. I feel like I dealt with them pretty well. I feel like I explained shit pretty good.
I know. I was like, I hate metaphors. Not everything is a metaphor.
Yeah, I think that was another thing we figured out. Like after I was like, we should do this thing, and it's like, oh, is Phustus gonna hate this shit?
Yeah, Phustus is just like, God damn it, with all these fucking metaphors, they're driving me insane. Not everything is a metaphor.
I see another
like...
fucking metaphor, and they're like, oh, should the school be segregated? And it's like, God damn it. More of a, like, simile person, Phustus? Oh, man. God, the second batch of these episodes, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where this season ends.
Oh, man, it's...
I see we'll find out who Tem's killer is this season. So if not, I'm actually just like, I might quit this show.
So, genuine question. I'm going real. Season 2's not as good as Season 1, so that, however you want to do. But yeah, are there any, like, predictions you want to make or anything before we, like, end things off?
Oh, I think... Okay, if I was to, like, come up with something that I'm thinking, I think Lugoshi and Luce are going to fight over Haru at some point.
Right.
I still think Bill killed Tem.
Who do you think... Like, what do you think's gonna happen with Haru? Like...
Judging from the opening, I feel like she's gonna end up kind of liking Lugoshi.
Right.
But I can't be positive because I don't know.
I join in, but it won't be fair. So
no, you already know what's gonna happen. Yeah. If anything else that I think is gonna happen.
Yeah, where do you think the plot's going to go as like an actual narrative? Like, what actual events do you think could possibly follow from all of this?
You know what? It surprised me at how much could happen, but I do think that we're gonna have more Legoshi kind of losing it, obviously.
Right?
But as we get closer to the end of the season, he's gonna be like, "Oh, but maybe I can." I don't even know how to word it correctly.
Maybe I can use this power to have sex with that rabbit even harder than before.
If you're asking me if I'm gonna predict that they're gonna bone by the end of the season, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, okay.
That's
man.
not that Legoshi's not gonna bone by the end of the season.
He's not
Sorry.
good. Yeah, okay. It's so fun because I had specific predictions for like events. And I'm like, oh boy, is he gonna predict that's gonna go in this direction? Probably not, but oh, that's gonna be a fun one.
I can't predict anything. Like I was sitting there and I was watching it and I was like, this show's good, but like, what is happening?
Character drama.
The plot kind of seems to be a little bit all over the place.
Oh yeah, this show I've heard described as Beastars goes off the rails in a good way, and I can totally see it.
Like, it wasn't until I finished episode 6 that I was like, wait, isn't the fucking plot finding who Tim's killer was or something? Like, what?
We have to find Tim's killer, but then the play, and oh, will Lugosi mess up the play? Oh, Lewis is dying. Oh, jeez, there's a Tiger Man, and he's doping, and we gotta teach him. Alright, so the black market.
And then there's a black market, and oh yeah, fuck the rabbit, don't you know? Like,
yeah, wait, do you want to rephrase that?
I said fuck the rabbit, don't you know?
Yeah, fuck the rabbit. Don't you know?
Don't you know? You're like me to put it more in a more Canadian way.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah, there, bud. Don't you know you gotta go out there and fuck the old rabbit, don't you know, bud?
We have to solve the murder, but horny teens and social commentary, exactly.
Yeah.
And romantic drama will happen, but what else? I don't know.
Literally, Tim hasn't been brought up since the third episode.
Are we going back to the murder? Are we doing another? Who knows?
Not even the third episode. I think it was the second episode.
Did you guess this thing would happen?
I'll tell you, I definitely didn't guess the end of episode 2. I was like, oh, this is what I'm watching.
Oh, man. I feel like the funny part is I saw it coming like a mile away. Because they're like, oh, yeah, Haru's like a slut or whatever. And then Lugosi starts going up there. And it's like, oh, no. Oh, no.
I'm just kind of dense. So, like, it didn't quite hit me until, like, it happened. And I was like, oh!
Yeah, maybe those rumors were true. Maybe all, like, stories and rumors are true in JRPGs.
The best part is I was like, no, I don't believe it all the way until, like, episode 5. And I was like, yo, bitch is sleeping with douchebag?
The fact that you still didn't believe it after she strips for Lugosi is the funniest crap.
I was just trying to be nice. I was like, the poor slut, that's mean. And then I was like, nah, she really is a slut, though.
It makes sense that she just assumed he was just another horn dog. Oh, man, that hurts. That hurts.
Well, let's be honest, she was, like, super excited for it, too. She's like, I've never been with a predator before.
Yeah, she's super ready. She's like going for it. She's like, yeah, let's go.
She's taking off bro's belt and he's just like,
like she got far before he just stopped and realized. Like he's filling up his fucking like just like stomach fur and crap, and he's like, oh god, oh no.
Yeah, bro, he's like, touch your stomach fur. He's like, you have most fur. I want to see what it looks like all the way down. And I was like, abandoned ship! Red flags!
I'll point out the
Get out
student
of
that
there!
took Lugosi there that just totally abandons him.
Oh yeah, his buddy, the anteater or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, well, anyway, see ya. And he's like, wait, what? And he's like, all right, guess I gotta do this alone. And the guy's like, yeah, listen, I'm doing that guy a favor.
I've kind of done that to my friends before.
Oh, man.
It's like, we go into a room, there's like a teacher there, and I'm like, okay, bye! Just walk away.
God, I'm just assuming it's like, I'm just like flirting with you. And I'm like, oh yeah, want to come to my room? Heh. And Fuss is just like, oh boy, I wonder what's happening here.
I'm just like,
oh man, this is uncharacteristic of Deeth. I wonder if she wants to like play Legos.
yo, you got the mat with the cars? The little road?
I'm just like, yeah, hey, let's go smash. And you're like, oh, I love Melee.
Yeah, bro, I love that game. Let's go play Smash, and then you can smash me. What? Why would I do that?
Like, listen, loser tops. Wait, loser? Yes. I'm very confident. So yeah, I guess any final thoughts?
No, I wonder how horny the show can get before it ends.
Have you seen the thick gazelle in Zootopia that Shakira plays?
Yes.
Where they kept sending her the design of a normal size gazelle, and she kept sending it back and being like, no, give it more booty.
I want more booty.
Yeah, imagine that. That's a good benchmark.
Alright, well, I'm excited.
I think that's the point of the show.
Now it's kind of just want to watch Cage Out.
Alright, see you guys around.
Arrivederci.
Later. And we'll be back in 2 weeks to do more of this.